So good morning. Let us continue. So another set of example for this time. Subukan naman natin yung isang 4 by 4 matrix. Alright. So say we have here our matrix 6. This is our matrix B, and the elements are 6, 1, 3, and 2. Have 1, 5, 6. We have 0 and 1, 4 and 3. We have negative 3, 0, 6, and our job is to find the inverse of matrix B. Okay? So, kung titingnan natin ito, this time, itong ating matrix. As you can see, our goal for this matrix is number 1 is to augment. So, copy ko na lang. So, ang una natin gagawin is to augment an identity matrix on this one. 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. Right? And then, using elementary row operations, the pivot, swap, elimination, etc. So, pwede natin itong i-transform into this form. 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, augment to an inverse of that. Ay, sorry, kala ko 8 matrix ko na. The inverse of that certain matrix B. Sorry, masyado ng. Okay, so by applying elementary row operation, we can transform this into this. Okay, pero before that, kung i-observe ko yung matrix ko, so my goal is for this, this identity matrix malipat dito. Or basically, these elements is maging element na to. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And the rest will be a null entry or a zero element. Okay? So, pwede ko namang i-observe yung ating matrix. Mag-swap ako ng rows in order na mapadali yung aking solution. Like, for example, itong 1 na to, if I swap this to this, kung yung row 2 ang gagawin kong row 1, makakatipid ako ng isang 5. Okay? Magiging simple yung aking solution. Makakatipid ka ng isang pivot. Pwede mo yan gawin. Right? So, pwede natin yan gawin. So, ang gagawin ko muna for my step 1 is pagsaswapin ko muna yung row 2 to row 1. Swapping muna tayo or exchanging of rows. Right? So, any term naman, pareho lang tama. Either you can swap the rows or exchange the rows. Okay? So, pagpalitin muna natin. So, our B augment I now, our initial B augment I becomes 1, 5, 9, and 6. Then we have 6, 1, 3, and 2. Then we have another 0, 1, 4, 3. Then we have negative 3, 0, 61. Then, syempre, yung augment natin, kung pinag-swap natin yung original matrix, the augmented matrix should also be swapped. Okay, pagpapalitin din natin kung ano yung pinagpalit natin doon. So, this will become 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. Eh, teka muna. Di ba sabi ko nung unang ng sample problem is dapat itong first column is naka-arrange from highest value to the lowest value. Okay? So, kung ganun pala, di hindi applicable. So, sabi ko nga sa inyo nung unang video, that is ideal. Okay? That is advice, but not necessary. Okay? So, ina-advise lang siya kasi kung meron ka daw sobrang malalaking values, sobrang mataas yung pagitan ng mga values mo, mas okay daw na gawin natin pababa. Okay? So, in our case, maliliit lang naman yung values, masyado or wala halos epekto yung ina-advise niya na yan. Alright? So, pwede natin siyang i-neglect para mas maging simple yung ating solution. So, in our case here, as you can see, mas naging simple yung solution kasi hindi ko na kailangan mag-pivot ng row 1. Okay? I can proceed with the next step. Ang susunod ko na step, I will eliminate row. I will eliminate column 1, rows 2, row 3, and row 4. Again, sa paraan ng pag-i-eliminate kasi, dito pumapasok yung ating, kumbaga diskarte, yung ating analytical thinking skills. Okay? So, kung ayaw mag-paste, yan. So, dito papasok yung diskarte natin to solve this problem. Okay? So, hahanapin natin siya ng equation or relationship na matatanggal natin yung element na to. Remember, gusto natin maging zero lahat ng element na to. Okay? Ito, at ito, at ito, at ito, at ito, at ito na rin. Okay? Ay, hindi pala ito. Ang gusto natin, ito maging 1 lang. Alright? So, kailangan natin i-eliminate the values from this element. Now, ang sabi ko, we always use kung ano yung ating active row. Kung ano yung pinibot natin the last step, so yun yung gagamitin natin to eliminate the rest of the rows. So in our case, wala tayo sa pinibot, nag-swap tayo. But remember, kaya tayo nag-swap is because gusto na nating i-pivot yung row 1, itong element 1, 1. Okay? Therefore, our active row here is our row 1. Okay? So, yung row 1 ang gagamitin natin ngayon to eliminate the values in row 2, row 3, and row 4 at column 1. Okay? So, we will apply operation like for example, dito, syempre, this is our active row. There will be no operation or no eliminations. Okay? Hindi natin siya apply na operation para hindi tayo nalito. Okay? Now, for the next row, ano yung pwede kong i-apply? I can do row 1. I can do row 1 minus 6 row 1 minus row 3. So basically, ang ginagawa ko lang dito, kinukuha ko yung value. Yun yung nagiging technique ko. Even sa program, ginagawa niya is kinukuha niya yung value of the element na yun, i-multiply niya sa row na to, and then gagawin naman niya doon sa kabila. Kukunin niya tong element na to, i-multiply niya naman dito. Okay? So, gawin natin yon. This is our row. So, hindi ko pwedeng i-multiply 0, di ba? Okay? So, hindi ako pwedeng mag-multiply ng 0, mawawala ng saysay yung aking pagsasolve. So, since 0 na ito, and yan naman yung goal natin, we can say that there is no operation needed for this row. Wala na akong kailangan gawing operation dyan kasi it is already 0. Okay? For the next row, we have negative 3 multiplied by R1 minus R4. Oh, this should be R2. Kung mali ako dito. This should be R2. Hindi natin gagamitin yung rows na i-eliminate pa lang natin to eliminate the other row. Right? Like for example, gagamitin ko sir si row 2 tsaka si row 3 kasi pareho itong multiple of 3. So, pwede ko itong i-times 2. So, hindi po pwede yon kasi hindi pa naman constant yung values ng other rows. Magbabago pa sila the following step. So, magkakaroon ka ng error. Okay? So, mataas yung chance na mali yung makuha mo sagot. Okay? So, ang gagawin natin lagi is kung ano yung ating active row, kung saan tayo last na nag-pivot, yun yung gagamitin natin to eliminate the rest of the rows, okay, on that column. So, i-apply natin yung operation for this problem. So, our B augment I now becomes so there is no operation for our first column. Copy na lang natin. Mas dumali na yung Microsoft Whiteboard ngayon kasi ayan, meron na itong technique na copy and paste. Dati wala ito eh. Okay? And then we have now an operation for this second row. We have 6 multiplied by row 1. So 6 multiplied by row 1 minus row 2. So 6 multiplied by 1 minus 6 is 0. 6 multiplied by 5 minus 1 is 29. Okay, 6 multiplied by 9, 54, minus 3 is 51. 6 multiplied by 6 is 36, minus 2 is 34. 0 multiplied by 6 is 0, minus 1 is negative 1. 6 multiplied by 1 is 6, minus 0 is 6. So the rest would be zeros, right? For row 3, there is no operation. Pwede natin siyang i-copy and paste na lang. Right? So for row 3, there is an operation, negative 3R1 minus R4. So negative 3 times 1 minus 3, minus negative 3 rather, that is 0. So negative 3 times 5, that is negative 15, minus 0 is negative 15. Okay? Negative 3 times 9 is negative 27, minus 6 is 21, negative 21. Negative 3 times 9 is negative 27. Minus 6, oops. Minus din pala yun. So, negative 27 minus 3 is negative 33. I-calculate na natin para sure. So, negative 3 times 9 minus 6, 33. And then you have negative 3 times 6 minus 1. You have negative 19 here. And then negative 3 times 0 minus 0 is 0. Negative 3 by 1 is negative 3. Then minus 0 is negative 3. Then here we have 0. And dito we have negative 1. Okay? So this is now our matrix upon application yung ating elimination on column 1, row 2, 3, and 4. Okay? So next step is to okay? So here we can now pivot element to 2. So, ang ibig sabihin natin sa pagpa-pivot is i-convert natin to into 1. Okay? So, ang goal naman natin is i-pivot yung element na to. Okay? So, to do that, i-copy na lang natin to and then let's apply an operation for this. So, this is our matrix and then to pivot element 2, we can apply an operation for this. So, this is our element 2, therefore, the rest is no operation. We cannot apply operations for the rest of the rows. Okay? So, no operation. Okay? So, for this one, ang gagawin natin, row 2, since magpa-pivot tayo, i-multiply natin to sa reciprocal niya. So, multiplied by 1 over 29. Okay? So, therefore, our now matrix, modified augmented matrix, So, since wala ang pagbabago, wala namang operation for the rest of the rows, pwede ko na lang itong kopyahin. Oops, sobra ko. Okay na lang. So, tatanggalin ko yung row 2 kasi dito may operation. So, hindi mababago yung values. Okay, so ito yung 0 yan. Okay, so 0 multiplied by 1 over 29 is 0. 29 multiplied by 1 over 29 is 1. And then we have 59 multiplied by 1 over 29 is 51 over 29. Then 34 multiplied by 1 over 29 is 34 over 1 over 29. Negative 1 over 1 over 29 is negative 1 over 29. 6 multiplied by 1 over 29 is 6 over 29. And then we have 0, 0. So, kasi 0. Anything that we multiply on 0 is equivalent to 0. Okay? So, ikakopy ko ulit to. Kailangan ko to sa ating next step. Okay? Next step. Anong step na tayo? Step number 4. Step carry. Step number 4. Again, after you pivot, you eliminate. So, dalawa lang naman. Diba? After you pivot, you eliminate. And this time, ang i-eliminate natin is column 2, row 1, row 3, and row 4. Okay? So, row 1, row 3, and row 4. These are the values na i-eliminate natin. Okay? So, ipipaste ko na lang dito. Ayan. And then, we apply an operation. So, gagawa natin ang operation in order to cancel this one. So, ang pinaibot natin last time is row 2. Therefore, yan yung gagamitin dapat natin to cancel out these values. So, for row 1, I can use row 1 minus 1/5 row 2 or 5 row 5 row 2. Okay? So, row 1 multiply minus 5R2. So, importante kasi na hindi natin mababago yung value na to. Kung ang ilalagay mong equation is, for example, 5R2 minus R1, mamamali ka. Why? Because if you apply this here on this element, okay? So, if you apply that on this element, this will become 5 multiplied by 0 minus 1. And then ito, magiging negative 1 na siya. Which is hindi dapat. Diba? Dapat positive yan. Kasi this should be an identity matrix. Okay? Wait lang for a while. Mag-charge lang ako. Alright. Now for row 2, since this is our active row, hindi natin to lalagyan ng operation. So, no operations. So, for row 3, okay? So, for row 3, we can do row 2 minus row 3. Okay? Kasi ito lang naman yung gusto kong maalis. Okay? So, ito yung gusto kong matanggal, maging 0. Now, for our row 4 becomes 15 row 2 minus row or plus row 3. Okay? We can do this one or basically we can do ganito na lang para common may common. Negative 15 R2 minus R3. Okay? So, yung ating element na i-eliminate, i-multiply natin sa active row and then isusubtract natin yung dot row. Alright? So, apply natin yung operations. You have B augment to I. So for the first row, you have R1 minus 5R2. 1 minus 5 multiplied by 0 is 1. You have 5 multiplied, minus 1 times minus 1 multiplied by 5, that is 0. Then, calculate na to. Slide lang natin ng konti para makita. Or i-zoom out ko na lang. Malaki naman yung sulat ng sir. Kita naman. Ayan. Okay, so dito na tayo sa column 3. You have 9 minus 5 multiplied by 51. Oops, naka-matrix ako. You have 9 minus 5 multiplied by 51 over 29. That is 6 over 29. Then next is we have 34. This one is 6. 6 minus 5 multiplied by 34 over 29. That is 4 over 29. Ayan, so much better now. And then we have 0 minus 5 multiplied by negative 1 over 29. 5 over 29. Over 29. And then we have 1. 1 minus 5 multiplied by 6 over 29. You have negative 1 over 29. And then here, 0, 0. 0 to, 0 to, 0 to, 0 to. So this is 0, 0. Di magkakasya yung susunod. Okay? So, next row tayo. You have no operation for this row. So, ikakopy na lang natin siya. Copy. And then, paste. Di kasya. Ay, sulat na lang natin. Nahihirapan. 0, 1, we have 51 over 29. And then we have 34 over 29. Then we have negative 1 over 29. 6 over 29. And then we have 0, 0. Okay? So, next is we have our column, row 3 rather. So, row 2 ngayon, minus row 3. So, 0 minus 0 is 0. 1 minus 1 is 0. So, we have 51 over 29 minus 4. That is negative 65 over 29. And then we have 34 over 29 minus 3. Negative 53 over 29. And then you have negative 1 over 29 minus 0. So, negative 1 over 29. 6 over 29 minus 0 is 6 over 29. And then 0 minus 1 is negative 1. And then we have 0 minus 0 is 0. So, for the last row, we have negative 15 R2 minus R3. Okay, so negative 15 multiplied by 0 minus 0 is 0. So negative 15 multiplied by 1 minus negative 15, that would be 0. And then we have negative 15 multiplied by 51 over 29. And then you have minus negative 33. And that is 192 over 29. Right? And we have 34 over 29. Oh, may negative 15 pala tayo. Negative 15 multiplied by 34 over 29. So, minus ulit ng row 3. Ano yung row 3 natin? Negative 19. Negative 15. So, this is 41 over 29. And then we have 15. Negative 15 multiplied with negative 1 over 29. Minus row 3, that is 0. So, 0 yon. So, this will become 15 over 29 positive. So, dito naman, we have positive 6 over 29 multiplied by 15. And then, dito, may minus negative 3. Okay? So, that is negative 3 over 29. And then, we have 0 minus 0. So, 15 multiplied by 0 minus 0 is 0. You have negative 15 multiplied by 0, that is 0. Minus negative 1, this is positive. Okay? Ika-copy natin to ulit. So, we have now our step number 5. We will eliminate column 3. Column 3, rows 1, row 2, and row 4. So, gusto naman natin i-eliminate ito, ito. By the way, hindi pa pala tayo nagpo-pivot. So, pivot muna tayo. Okay? So, hindi pa pala ito naka-1. So, ang gagawin muna natin is to pivot. Pivot, element, 3, 3. Kaya-eliminate nga lang pala natin. So, ipapivot natin si element 3, 3. So, ipa-paste ko na lang to dito. Oops. So, okay. Hirap gamitin. Ayan. So, copy. And then, paste. And, ayan. Copy. And then, paste. Okay? So, ipapivot ngayon natin yung element 3, 3. Ano yung pwede nating i-apply na operation dito? So, we can do R3 multiplied to its reciprocal. That is 29 over negative 6. Or basically, this is R3 ngayon multiplied by negative 29 over 6. Ay, negative 65, brother. So, 65, ang laki ng value. Magugulantang tayo dito. Okay? So, negative 69, negative 29 over 65. The reciprocal of that para maging equivalent to 1. Okay? So, i-apply natin ngayon yung operation na yun. So, ipe-paste ko na lang to bullet and then palitan natin yung values ng row 3. Okay? So, i-delete ko ngayon yung row 3. So, we have 0 multiplied by negative 29 over 65. That is 0. And again, we have here another 0. So, negative 65 over 29 multiplied by negative 29 over 65. That is 1. For a while guys, namamanhid yung aking paa. Okay, so continue natin. So for this one, we have 53 over 29. Sana yung cursor ko. Oops. Wala yung aking cursor. Wala yung cursor ng aking naglalag. So here, wait, okay. So this, we have negative 53 over 29 minus negative 29 over 65. So we have 53 over 65. We have negative 1 over 29 minus 29 over 65. We have 1 over 65. And then another, we have 6 over 29 multiplied by negative 29 over 65. That is negative 6 over 65. And then we have here negative 1 multiplied by negative 1 over negative 29 over 65. This would be positive 29 over 65, and then 0 multiplied by our constant 0. Okay? So, medyo masikip. Yan, lumalaki na kasi yung mga values ng number. Okay? So, tapos na tayo. We are through with pivoting this matrix. So, copy ko lang ulit sila. Copy. And then, let's proceed with the next step. Step number 6 is to eliminate. I-eliminate naman natin, alin? Column 3. Column 3. Row 1. Row 2. And yung ating row 4. So, sila naman yung i-eliminate natin this time, and i-copy natin. Check for recording tayo. Okay. So, control V ko na lang dito. Ito yung ating kapapivot lang na matrix. So, i-apply natin yung elimination on row 1, row 2, row 3 ng column 3. Okay? So, for row 3, there should be no operation since ito yung ating active row for the last step. From the last step rather. So, dito, paano natin gagawin? So, we can do row 1. Ayan. So, para mag-stay positive si row 1. Row 1. Row 1 minus, okay, 6 over 29, row 3. Okay? Kunin ko 6 over 29, multiply ko doon, then i-minus ko sa row 1. Ganon din yung gagawin natin sa row 2. This will become row 2 minus 51 over 29, row 3. And for the row 4, we can do row 3 minus, or baliktarin na lang natin. We can do 192 over 29, row 3 minus row 4. So, these are the operations na pwede nating i-apply dito sa ating matrix para makancel natin yung element na to, at yung element na to. Okay? So, let's apply the operations now. V augment I. This will become, so for row 1, 1 minus 6 over 29 multiplied by 0 is 1. Right? For column 2, that is 0 minus 6 over 29 R3. Oh, R3 pala. So, sorry. Namamali ako ng tingin. Sa row 2 ako nakatingin. So, 0 minus 6 over 29 multiplied by 0 is 0. And then we have 6 over 29 minus 1 multiplied by 6 over 29. That is equivalent to 0. And then we have 4 over 29 minus 6 over 29 multiplied by 53 over 65. And then we have negative 2 over 65. 4 over 29 minus 6 over 29. That should be 2 over 65. We have negative 2 over 65. We have our augment line here. And then we have 5 over 29 minus 6 over 29 by multiplied by 1 over 65. Then we have 11 over 65. And then we have negative 1 over 29. Babawasan daw natin yan ng 6 over 29 multiplied to negative 6 over 69. 65. Negative 6 over 65. And the answer is negative 1 over 65. Negative. Sumulat ka. Okay. And then we have 0 minus 69 over 25. So that is 0 minus 6 over 29 multiplied by 29 over 65. Column 7. So you have negative 6 over 65. And then 0 minus 0 is 0. Okay? So itaas ko lang ng konti. Next is we have row 2 minus 51 over 29, row 3. So these are both 0. So this will become 0. 1 minus 0 is 1. And then we have here 51 over 29 minus 51 over 29 multiplied by 1 is 0. And then dito meron tayong 34 over 29 minus 51 over 29. And then let's multiply this by 53 over 65. Negative 17 over 65. Negative 17 over 65. Okay? And then ito naman, we have negative 1 over 29. Negative 1 over 29. Babawasan ko siya ng 51 over 29 multiplied to 51 over 29 multiplied to 1 over 65. Then we have, may mali yata ako. Negative 1 over 29 minus 51 over 29 multiplied by 1 over 65. Negative 4 over 65. Negative 4 over 65. Right? And then next is we have positive 6 over 29. And then minus 51 over 29. And then let's multiply that by our row 3, positive 29 over 65. Oops. Wait. 6 over 29 minus 51 over 29 multiplied by 6 over 65. Negative 6. So we have 24 over 65. And then we have 0 0 minus 51 over 29. Then multiply that by 29 over 65. And then we have negative 51 over 65. Negative 51 over 65. And now 0 minus 51 over 29 multiplied by 0, that is just 0. Okay? So, copy natin yung susunod kasi wala naman tayong operation. So, 0, 0, 1. 0, 0, 1. 53 over 65. And then we have 1 over 65. Negative 6 over 65. 29 over 65. And then we have 0. So, for the third column, or for the third row, for the last row, rather, row 4. So, the operation is 192 over 29 multiplied by R3 minus R4. So, gawin natin yon. Shortcutting ko siguro. 192 over 29. Sabihin ko itong alpha A minus alpha B. Ayan. So, ito yung aking equation na to. So, i-calc ko na lang to. Calc, ang value ko ng A is yung R3, which is 1. Ang value ko ng B is yung R4, 192 over 29. 192 over 29. Then we have 0. Ay, ito pala 0, 0, 0. Okay? And then we have now again, calc. The value for row 3 is 53 over 65. 53 over 65. And the value for row 4 is 41 over 29. 41 over 29. And we have 259 over 65. 259 over 65. And then, let's do a calc again. Row 3 na tayo. Ito. Ito na tayo. These ones. Okay? So, we have our A is 1 over 65, while our B is 15 over 29. And then we have negative 27 over 65. Alright? And then we have here negative 6 over 65. Right? Importante yung negative. And then we have for B is negative 3 over 29. And the answer is negative 33 over 65. Negative 33 over 65. And then we have for column 7, calc lang ulit. You have 29 over 65, positive. Alright, equals. And then for row 4, that is 0. So this is 192 over 65. 192 over 65. And lastly, we have, calculate natin, for row 3, that is 0. And for row 1, that is 1. So the value is negative 1. Alright. So tapos na tayo sa ating first 3 columns. We can now proceed para i-modify yung ating fourth column. Okay? So ikakopy ko muna ulit ito. Copy muna natin. Copy. And then, so the next step, di ko na alam kung anong step tayo. Step 7. So for the step 7, we pivot again. So katatapos lang natin mag-eliminate, we pivot element 4, 4. So ito naman yung ating ipapivot. Okay? So sige, ipe-paste ko na to dito. Paste, paste. Huwag ka namang mag-brush. Yan. So, paste natin. Ayan. Since pivot yung gusto nating gawing step dito, ipa-pivot natin yung row na to. So, there is no operation dito. No ops. Wala tayong operation for this row, and wala rin tayong operation for this row as well as for this row. Okay? But this row, meron tayong operation kasi ipapivot natin siya. So, that would be row 4 multiplied doon sa reciprocal ng element na yun, which is 65 over 259. Okay? So, i-apply natin yung pivot. So, paste ko na lang ulit and then baguhin ko si row 4. Ayan. So, apply natin yung operation na yun. So, si row 4 lang yung a-apply natin ng operation. By applying this operation, so ito mga 0 na to, hindi na yan mababago kasi anything that you multiply with 0 is just 0. So, ito, pag i-multiply ko yung 259 over 65 by its reciprocal, that would be 1. And then ito, negative 27. So, this will become negative 27 over 259. Negative 33 over 65 multiplied by 65 over 259. That is negative 33 over 259. Then we have 192 over 65 multiplied by 65 over 259. That would be 192 over 259. And lastly, we have negative 1 multiplied by 65 over 259. That is negative 65 over 259. Okay, so tapos na tayo with the pivot of this element. We can now proceed with the last and final elimination. Okay, for step number 8, we can now eliminate column 4, rows 1, row 2, and row 3. So, ikakopy ko muna to, and then we will check kung ano yung magandang operations to cancel those elements. Okay? So, paste ko lang. Ayan. So, tingnan natin kung ano yung operations na i-apply natin to eliminate this one. Okay? So, sige. For row 1, ano yung i-multiply ko? So, since ito ay negative 2 over 65, so ang gagawin ko is row 1 minus negative 2 over 65 negative 2 over 65 multiplied by row 4. Okay? And then we have here for row 2, we have row 2 minus negative 17 over 65 row 4. For row 3, we have row 3 minus 53 over 65 row 4. And lastly, wala tayong operation for row 4. Oh, oops. Okay? So, i-apply natin yung operations na to. B augment I. Okay? So, last and final step na tayo. Okay. So, R1 minus negative 2 over 65. So, ilalagay ko na yan dito. Gawin ko na lang alpha A minus negative 2 over 65 multiplied by alpha B close ko parenthesis. Okay? So, ito yung equation na to. I-input ko na lang ngayon yung value. A being the first row and B being our last row rather. Okay? So, press calc. The element in our first row is 1. And then on the last row is 0. So, we have 1 here. So, 0, 0, hindi na kailangan solve. This is 0. And this one also is 0. And then press calc. So, for column 4, we have negative 2 over 65. And then for B is 1. And then this is 0. Right? Nagkakalinaw na. Again, press calc. We have 11 over 65. And for B, we have negative 27 over 259. So we have 43 over 259. Then press calc again. You have negative 1 over 65. And then for row 4, we have negative 33 over 259. So negative 5 over 259. And then we have negative, calculate tayo, we have negative 6 over 65. Oops. Calc, negative 6 over 65. And then we have 192 over 259. So this will become 18 minus 259. 8, negative 18 rather, over 259, sorry. And then again, let's press calc. This one is 0. And then this one is negative 65 over 259. And we have negative 2 over 259. So, close the parenthesis or close the bracket of this matrix. Expand ko lang saglit yung bracket na to. Masyadong maliit. Right. Okay. For the second row, we have the operation R2. So, that's still our alpha A minus. Okay. So, negative 17 over 65. And then we have our row for say B. Okay. Then press calc. We have 0, 0. So, 0 na to. 1 minus 0 is 1. 0 minus 1. 0 minus 0. Ito pala tayo. Row 4 pala. 0 minus 0 is 0. So, pag-usapan na natin itong column 4. So, our A here is negative 17 over 65. And our B is positive 1. So, that is 0. Rise. Then, calculate negative 4 over 65. And then, for our B, that is negative 27 over 259. And then, we have negative 23 over 259. Okay? And then, here we have negative 24. We have positive 24 rather. 24 over 65. And then for VB is negative 33 over 259. And that is 87 over 259. Okay? Then press calculate tayo. Our A here is negative 5 over 65. Negative 5 over 65. And our B is 192 over 259. 192 over 259. Oh, may mali. Calculate natin. Ayun. So, 51 over 65 tayo. This one is 51 over 65 over 192 over 259. Negative. Negative 51 over 65. And then this one is positive 192 over 259. And then we have negative 153 over 259. Negative 153 over 259. Okay? So, sa susunod na element, we have here 0 minus, so sige, calc na lang natin. You have 0 here, minus negative 65 over 259. You have negative 17 over 259, negative 17 over 259. Alright, so we are through with this row. We can now proceed with the third row. This will be our third and final application of elimination. So, yeah, patapos na tayo. So, dito, we have 0, 0. So, anything that you multiply with this both and subtract to them, that is only 0. So, dito, we have 1 minus 0. That is only 1. So, punta na tayo agad sa column 4. So, ilagay ko muna yung equation or the relationship to cancel out. We have R3. So, let us say that is our alpha A. And then, our multiplier, we have 53 over 65. alpha B. That is our fourth row. And then I will press calc. So our A again is row 3 this time. So 53 over 65. Our B is row 4. That is 1. And that is 0. Okay. And then press again the calc. And then we have our row 3 is 1 over 65. 1 over 65. And then for our row 4, we have negative 27 over 259. And then we have we have 26 over 259 positive. 26 over 259. All right. Now, we can now proceed with our row 6. So press column 6 rather. The column 6 is negative 6 over 65. So negative 6 over 65. And then for our row 4, that is negative 33 over 259. And then we have 3 over 259. 3 over 259. Right? So we can now proceed with row 7. Press calc lang ulit. We have here 29 over 65. And then let's have here 192 over 65. 192 over 259 rather. 192 over 259. And we have negative 41 over 259. Negative 41 over 259. And lastly, we have here 0 for our row 3. And for our row 4, we have negative 65 over 259. So in this case, this is 53 over 259. 53 over 259. For row 4, there is no operation, so we just copied it. Okay, so 0, 0, 1, negative 29 over 259. And then we have negative 33 over 259. And then we have 192 over 259. And lastly, we have negative 65 over 259. Okay? So, tapos na tayong i-transform yung matrix natin into a form of I, augment, B raised to negative 1. Or inverse of B. Therefore, we can say that our inverse matrix for B, for matrix B, the inverse of matrix B is okay, Control C, Control V. Ayaw nang sumunod ng computer ko. Oops. Yan. Yan tayo. Ayaw na naman niya makinig. So, this is the reason why kung ba't ayaw kong mag-live or yung online. Kasi there are instances na ang lakas mag-lag, especially kapag sabay yung Google Chrome. Okay? So, yun. Alright. So, this is now our inverse of matrix B. Okay? So, ano ba kasi yung usage? Ano yung gamit? So, hindi ko na i-check. Alam ko tama ito. I am very, 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 very much confident with this one. More than anything else. Okay? So, kasi wala naman akong mali na ginawa yata kanina. So, yan. Ayan. So, ano ba yung purpose? For example, this B is part of a system of equation. For example, ang equation natin is 3x minus y. Okay? So, wala tayong z. So, we have, sabihin natin a. Okay? Okay? Plus 6a. And then, that is equal to a certain number. So, let us say 4. And then, we have here negative x plus y. Okay? Plus 4z plus 2a. Sabihin natin equal ito sa negative, sa positive 7. And then here, next is we have x. Wala tayong coefficient ng y and wala tayong coefficient ng z. So 0. And then we have here minus 9a. Let us say that is negative 2. And then here we have negative 2x, for example, plus 3y. Plus 3y tama. Plus j plus 4a. Let us say we have here our all positive naman. So say we have here 8. Okay? So, in order to solve for x, y, and z, so the column or the vector x, y, and z, a, x, y, z, a, that should be equivalent to this b, to the inverse of this B matrix multiplied by this vector 4, 7, negative 2, 8. Okay? So, dapat equivalent siya dyan. Alright? So, to solve for this unknown, we can use the inverse matrix. Kaya natin kinukuha yung inverse matrix to solve for the values of these unknown variables. Right? So, ika-calculate, hindi kasi kaya ng calculate ko mag 4x4. So, I am very, very, very light na sorry. Hindi kaya ng calculate yung 4x4. Okay? So, hanggang 3x3 lang yung ganitong calculate ko. Tingnan ko nga kung meron pa ditong iba. Asyo. Wala na. Calculator. Pero I can do that actually on Excel. So, i-try natin sa Excel para maniwala naman kayo. Wag na pala kasi matututunan yung shortcut. Okay? So, ayan. That's it for now. This is already a 1 hour video. So, since meron akong problem set o meron akong seatwork sa inyo that is 4x4 matrix, I think you can do this now. Since you have now an example or a wider vision of this problem or a wider vision of this process or method. So, you can utilize this by or you can master this technique by practicing. Okay? So, kung wala naman kayong gagawin ng Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I know that is your free time. So, ako hindi eh. So, on Friday, that is independent learning. So, that is the time kung wala kayong gagawin sa inyong mga major subject. That is the very time na dapat nyong pagpracticean ito. So, ayun. That's it for now and good luck with your day. So thank you everyone and have a great day.